Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series, brought to you by FEGPC.net. Today, we're at the virtual Daytona International Speedway, where we're getting ready to cap off Segment 1 of the Monday Night Truck NASCAR Series. As always, I'm your host, James Eastbury. The action 1080p 60 frames a second as drivers are making their way out for qualifying. And let's go ahead and run you through tonight's grid. Starting on pole is Matt Quick in the 89 machine. Jeremy Paris starting second. Kenneth McCall Jr. third on the grid. John Mullihan starts fourth. Stephen Page starting fifth. Michael Brisson starting sixth. John Ballou starts seventh. William Price starting eighth. Corey Stahl starting ninth. Wally Babb starting 10th. Jim Westerfield starts 11th. Gordon Darnell starting 12th on the grid. Then we've got Dylan Bryan starting 13th. Roger Hale starting 14th. Eric Park starting 15th. Mike Tilgman starting 16th. Christopher Carter starts 17th. Jay Dargert starting 18th. Mark McFadden starting 19th. Rylan Fascinato starts 20th. Dalton Mckinney starting 21st. Derek Fulton starting 22nd. Marcus Frickeneck starting 23rd. Casey Solitek starts 24th on the grid. Cycling it back to Chad Ross. He's in the 38 Special Machine starting 25th. Mark Jenkins starts 26th. Jeffrey Ratke starting 27th. Adam Shane starts 28th. Dennis Block starts 29th. Tyler Millette starts 30th. Mike Wood starting 31st. Dylan Wallace starts 32nd. Pete Woodrum starting 33rd. Stephen Irish Jr. starting 34th. Richard Jones starting 35th. And that will round out the grid here today. I do want to point out correct, it's John Below in the number 17 machine. So my apologies for the mispronunciation. We got Abby Laughlin join us tonight, cheering on Corey in the number 66 machine. Always great having the fans out here. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on, as we get ready to cap off Segment 1 in style, Super Speedway style. A pretty healthy grid, 35 drivers making their way out tonight for the 80-lap main event. Looks like Adam Shane takes a tow back to pit road. Not sure what's going on there, if he's going to be starting. Dylan Wallace also jumps to the pits. David Sullivan also cheering on Corey, the number 66 machine. Good to see him getting a whole lot of love from the fans out here tonight. He will be starting about 11th here at Daytona. Hilliard also cheered on, Corey the Rockstall. We'll have to keep an eye on that 66 machine and see how he's running tonight. As let's get things started here at Daytona. Barney, our flagman, waving the green flag, and away they go. 80 laps, no tire restrictions, and a lot of great racing here at Daytona. Now, I believe these drivers were instructed not to go 3 wide until 2 laps after the initial start. Maybe forcing these guys to be a little bit patient as they are 2 wide and as far back as the eye can see. Matt Quick holding on to the inside line. He's accompanied by Kenneth McCall Jr., who will be pushing him in the 03 machine. On the high line is, I believe that's Jeremy Paris, the number 13 machine. At least live timing shows him as the number 13. patience remain for these drivers. As it is still Paris and Quick leading the front row. McCullough and Mullahan on the second row, pushing up towards the front, or at least trying to push up towards the front. He can't go pretty wide due to a restriction. Not restrictions, race rules is a better term to put it. Already we're going to have a big crash. Looked like Mullahan was, I think everybody's involved in that one. It's an absolute parking lot here at Daytona. Let's see who, that's a big list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try and get our eye in the sky to take a look and see what happened there. Is it still wreckage here at Daytona? We're watching Roger Hale. We know he was involved in the number 9 machine, the white truck on the high line, but I think it happens just in front of Hale, and he's got nowhere to go. Let's back that up. That's John Mullahan. So it looks like the 9 says, you know what? 3 wide's a good idea. Sends it up the middle. Mullahan tucked in behind the number 24 machine. Oh, the 9, I think, just got into him a little bit. Could have been netcode, not sure. I think that's possibly Page, the number 1 machine, but watch this. This is about to get spectacular. Drivers with nowhere to go. It's early on tonight, and I believe no fast repairs. And they built an absolute parking lot here at Daytona. Look how many trucks scattered around. All right, bear with me as we're going to try and go through the list here of drivers we think that were involved in that one, and it's going to be a lengthy one. And I have to put on my my bidding voice. It's Roger Hale, Jim Westerfield, Jay Dargard, Pete Woodrum, Dalton Mckinney, Jeffrey Radke, Richard Jones, Mike Tilgman, Christopher Carter, Chad Ross, Casey Solitek. I may see a couple guys here twice. I think Parks, Ross, Fulton, all showing involved in that. We're going to see drivers limp it back to pit road here. But the big one comes out very early on here at Daytona. Sheila Millette cheering on Tyler Millette, the Canna boss, the number 27 machine. He's now up to 17, so hopefully he wasn't involved in any sort of shenanigans. As just about everybody comes down pit road. Looks like the top 6 drivers off the checkout. Gotta love the fans here tonight saying, hey, check your pants after that one. That was an exciting moment for all parties involved. And probably one of my favorite ones I've seen so far tonight. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a NASCAR crash. Dip, dodge, dip, dive, dodge. I think it's the same. I could be out of date there. It's been a minute. Right now it shows Jeremy Paris will be your race leader. As we've already lost a whole lot of drivers early on. Now I'm wondering, I think drivers may have had one fast repair. I don't know. We've got Richard Jones, Eric Parks, Derek Fulton. either in pit road for a long time, or in the case of Fulton, I believe he has left the building. As your top 5 drivers remain out. And let's try this once more, as that will be the first caution of the night. And I have a feeling if that's how things are getting started off here, it may be fairly likely you'll be seeing that once more. But who knows, maybe we'll go green the rest of the way out. We'll try and re-rack them once more. Oh, let's get ready to send them out. Pace car is in. And away they go for the first restart here of the night after that early caution. It's Jeremy Paris out front. He's got John Below tucked in right behind him. Right behind them, it's William Price, Rylan Fascinato battling for second. Gonna be interesting to see if things clean up or if it's gonna be cautions coming out once more. Now, reminder, drivers have been instructed to not go 3 wide until 2 laps after a start. And that is exactly what we saw earlier on. Drivers waited till the right time, said, you know what, we've hit the limit, let's try 3 wide. And it very quickly went poorly for a whole lot of racers. Harris still your race leader, but Fascinato has a big lead on the outside line. As we are very quickly down to 29 drivers on the lead lap here. So far, so good. Still too wide and as far deep as the eye can see. Looks like things going a little bit better this time around. Let's see how quickly they take it 3 wide, or maybe going to play it a little bit safer this time by. As it looks like about half the field opting to maybe stay away from this lead pack, not wanting to put themselves in danger. Harris still holds on to it up front. Fashionado trying to work the outside line. John Bilal and Jeffrey Radke in the mix as well, as we see somebody off track. I think that's Wally Babb, who aggressively re-entered the track in the middle of the corner there. Not sure if he got pushed, shoved, but almost a big incident there. He's back down the apron, comes back out on track, and then needlessly causes an incident. Wally Babb is not making any friends. Mark McFadden involved in that one. Adam Shane also involved. Watch Babb. Not sure, he got all sorts of loose during that run. Wasn't able to keep it down the apron. Tags the 13, and look at that, just getting destroyed by the 79. Right here shortly, you're going to see the number 5 machine coming in as Babb does a great job locking up the brakes, but here we go. Up and over they go for the second caution of the night. So Wally Babb, Adam Shane, Mark McFadden, all involved in that one. And that'll bring out the second caution of the evening. So Paris comes down pit road for his first time tonight. Gonna feel it up and see what happens. But a quick spree of cautions. So if you're just joining us here tonight, it's the second caution of the night here at Daytona. Here we have sacrificed a whole lot of trucks early on to the racing gods. We'll try and get them formed up once more, as you still got a couple drivers diving down pit road. We are already down to 28 drivers on the lead lap here today. Started with 35. I think we're going to be down to about 31 on track, I believe. So 5 drivers most likely sent back to the virtual hauler early on tonight. And we're going to try it once more as the green flag flies. It's Woodrum and Paris up front, below and quick and hot pursuit. But we have not been able to get any good runs going thus far. Will we see any green flag stops tonight, or is it going to be short staccato runs that may become the name of the game here? Well, already you can tell drivers wanting to hint at 3 wide, but unable to do so. Paris takes over the race lead, hops down in front of Woodrum, so now Matt Quick gonna lead the high line. And it's going to be John Bilal riding the high spot, able to hold on to it. Quick goes down low. Now number 25 of Mullihan's going to move up towards the front as Quick has a massive run on the inside line, side by side with Bilal. Below. We got our good friend Jose Medina join us in the spectator area. He's cheering on Chad Ross, Eric Parks, Jay Durgert, Mullihan, and Stephen Page. Great to see our good friend Jose in any capacity, whether on or off the track, as Matt Quick gets another lap led. I believe that means drivers can go 3 wide at this point if they choose to. It'll be interesting to see if anybody opts for it. As Quick holds on to the inside line, chased by Jeremy Paris, trying to push the Angry Cat 89 up towards the front. And here's that 3 wide action we were looking for. Outside line trying to get formed up as John Bilal out front. Matt Quick trying to make a lunge to the inside line. Below goes all the way up high. And we're going to go 3 wide. I'd imagine these racers not long for this track, as we've seen the previous 3 wide attempts go very, very poorly. Mark Jenkins in the 099 trying to get the outside groove working now as John Bilal leads this party. Goes to the high line, throwing a pretty nasty block on Jenkins. Jenkins gives him a hearty shove, and Bilal gets all sorts of unsettled. Able to drop back down the inside line. Bilal and that number 17 chair. It says number 17 on live time and scoring, and number 9 on track. trying to keep that momentum up and make that Chevrolet 3 lanes wide if given the opportunity. It is very early in this race for some of the moves that we're seeing, but Mark Jenkins is going to get pushed up front. Will Jenkins stay on the high line, or he's going to try and get a run and drop down low? Well, that opportunity will be taken away from the 099. But to give Jenkins credit, he's up 23 positions. But your hard charger a little bit further back, it's going to be Dylan Wallace with the left machine. Currently fourth on the track, up 28 positions so far tonight. Great racing so far from our competitors. Looks like they've opted to make themselves too wide once more. Just trying to make it till the end here tonight, not wanting to risk life, limb, or virtual truck. Now these drivers do have one fast repair available to them, one get out of jail free card. As it is Mullahan leading the party the inside line. He's got Matt Quick pushing him up towards the front. 21 laps in out of this 80-lap main event. As they come screaming down the backstretch here at Daytona. That outside line with John below, though, has a little bit of speed with Mark Jenkins trying to push him. Christopher Carter also in the mix. As we pull up the live timing tower left side of your screen so you can see what your favorite driver is, and you can definitely notice how much that top five hopping around. It's below Mullahan, Jenkins, Quick, Paris, Carter, all in the mix here. Anybody's guess who's going to be in what spot as they cross the start-finish line, as they are pushing each other quite hard. Now, a lot of these guys are very familiar with super speedway or bumper-to-bumper action, as FEGPC.net usually hosts Money Race every Friday and Saturday night. That's broadcasted by our friends at the OSR Racing Crew, OSR Network. Don Below takes over the race lead, hopping down the inside line. Jenkins stays on the high line. Oh, but around goes Below, locking it up, and the number 9 machine, still no caution as of yet. Well, what's going on here? And we are still green flag racing. That's bad news for the number 9. Take a look, see what happened, if he maybe got a... Yeah, the shove wasn't quite square, chopped across the bow of Mullahan. And unfortunately, he's going to have to really hope for a caution here, as he's dropped all the way down to 26, down 19 spots before he started. Now it'll be Mullahan and Jenkins battling on the front row. No caution. We're going to keep it clean and green. Jenkins showing as your race leader. He's going to get pushed by, I believe, Paris on the outside line. But Mullahan's going to have a massive run, still getting pushed by Matt Quick. Mullahan goes high. So Quick will take over the inside line. And the number 89 machine side by side with Mullahan. You've also got Jenkins, Darnell, Paris up here in the fray. Some of the fans asking where Corey Stahl is. He's currently 8th on track, up 1 spot from where he started. But what you may see here tonight is several of the experienced drivers hanging back outside this top 10 and kind of waiting for some of the fast trucks to crash themselves out over the course of a run. And just as we say that, here we go again. Oh, somebody's getting absolutely obliterated there. That's the 04 machine, I think. Trying to see who that was. We saw upside down, around and around. But let's see what happened because Mark Jenkins was involved in that. Oh, the number 15 machine just comes up, catches Jenkins, and around he goes. The 24 is going to get launched to orbit as well. Oh, the violence. There's Tyler Millette sliding through there. John, oh, look, John got lucky on that one, didn't he? So I think that was Jeremy Paris with a hard hit. Let's take another look here. See, I think that was him that got airborne. Yes, it was. Up and over he goes. Oh. Well, if this was the X Games, he'd be winning, but unfortunately not so much here at the FEG PC Monday Night Truck Series. We will try this again for a third caution. The chat going nuts here. So right now, the current top 10, Black, Woodrum, Quick, Carter, Stahl, Fascinato, Bryant, Mullihan, Solitek, and Radke all in the mix. So we're going to run things around here shortly, get them gridded back up after our third caution of the night. Pace car will be in this time by. Colin Randolph cheering on the distance race team. And away they go. It's Quick and Carter, your front row stall, and Fascinato in hot pursuit. Dave Solomon supporting the broadcast. Greatly appreciate him. Every time he's out here supporting the racers, supporting the broadcaster. Always very much appreciated. Quick, very fast from the inside line, the 89 Chevrolet. But will he survive the bad luck? So many drivers early on. We've got 24 drivers on the lead lap. About 5 drivers that have retired early. As look at Fascinato trying to make some moves on the outside line, number 69. It is a field of Chevrolets running 1st through 6th. You got your fastest Toyotas running 7th and 9th, and you have to go back to 10th place. Mike Wood to find the fastest Ford F-150 currently out on track. As we're 2 wide and about 10 rows deep, you can see in the foreground a little bit of traffic ahead of your race leaders. And already here we go. The number 51. Oh, that's a big crash. Mullihan hard in that one. Fascinato, Radke, McKinney, Babb, Wallace. All tied up, all getting collected here. Let's see what happened to Mullihan, the number 25 machine. '69 gets a little bit of net code, and unfortunately Mullihan gets stuck in the outside wall, goes careening over the field. And let's see also, Fascinato had his own crash here, the 69 machine. And unfortunately, he gets bounced right back in front of a hot track as the field stacks up behind him. So it's Mullihan, Fascinato, Radke, McKinney, Babb, Wallace, Wood, all tied up in that one. Sending even more drivers home early, but look at this. Matt Quick still out front. Adam Shane shows involved in a crash, but he's much further back, so I'm not sure what happened to Shane. So the crash just kept going, perhaps? Take a peek to see what happened to the 79 machine. I think he just pulls over and takes a tow back to pit road. We will go on caution once more. We're going to run a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. We are back to the action where it's going to be Bryant and Price on the front row. Hale, Sawtech, your second row. Carter and Stahl will be on the third row here. We're getting them back ready to go after our fourth caution of the evening. Pace car is in. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, getting it fired up once more. Bryant, Price, your front row being chased by Hale and Sawtech. Let's see if these drivers can get any sort of run built up, or if it's just going to be one of those nights. So far, so good as Price leaps up to the front row just ahead of Sawtech. But things will be quickly changing up here inside the top 5, if not just the top 10. It's Price, Carter on the outside line trying to make something happen. Sawtech, Stahl, Bryant all in the mix here in the top 5. We got a little 3-wide action going on a little bit further back. It was Roger Hale, I believe, in the middle of this party, the number 9 machine. But drivers trying to quickly get back going. 2 wide. No, it wasn't Hale in the middle. I'm not quite sure who that was. Don Below, maybe? Yes, Below also sporting the number 9. But it's all about Price and Sawtech, your race leaders here. here comes the action we were looking for. 3 wide up front. Solitech making a move on the inside line, or at least trying to. You've got John below on the high line, getting pushed by the number 13 machine. Ooh, looking like we're very briefly going to go 4 wide. Man, oh man, below has legs up front, but it's going to be Price at the line. Coming out of turn 2. A little bit of swerve in there on that inside line. Everybody's trying to get their grips. But the outside line has a massive run here. Let's see what the inside line can do to try and capitalize as they head into turn 1. We're about 2 wide, just about 2 deep, as the 46 machine of Dalton Mckinney hops down the inside group. We're going to put the live timing tower left side of your screen so you can see where your favorite driver currently is. Just 22 drivers on the lead lap, and a whole lot of guys that went home earlier. At least 5 drivers out for the evening. But that number will just increase the longer things go here. And this is going to be a good one if we can keep things going. As we are 2 wide as far back as the eye can see, but it's John below up front. William Price, Carter, Solitech, Ayers all in the mix here. Maybe the fields calm down ever so slightly. But most likely, probably not, as they will get things ramped up and a little bit more aggressive once more as the laps start to click off here. Oh, somebody gets very loose. I think that was maybe the 46 of McKinney. No, McKinney's on the inside line. It showed 56, but half of these drivers don't have the right transponders in accordance with their truck, so kind of tough to call the action. You know who that is? That's Richard Jones in the 56. I stand corrected. He is trying to unlap himself here and narrowly avoided a big, big moment with the lead pack. We are at the halfway mark, slightly past the halfway mark in today's main event. And we've already seen some spectacular crashes. Let's see if they can hold on to it up front. It's still Carter and Bilal going at it, but there goes Carter through the infield. Still on the gas, a great save there. But he will now cycle back to 7th as quickly as that. As up front, it's John Bilal trying to push some traffic out of the way. net, I believe. Nobody's run the right numbers here tonight. So I can't tell who the 13 machine is running up front, but he is not the race leader. The race leader is in the number 9 truck, who's being scored as the 17. As we are down to 21 drivers on the lead lap. Still using traffic, Sawtech in hot pursuit on the inside line. There's a whole lot of traffic play. We can see some drivers wisely going down the apron to avoid the race leader, saying, you know what? I don't want to be involved with this one, because for some of these drivers, it'll be their second big crash of the night if they're involved, if not their third. Outside line starting to get formed up here to see if they can get some steam going. Still running strong up front, pushing traffic as aggressively as he possibly can. Still no earthly idea what truck that is out front, just ahead of below. Oh, as they're swerving a little bit around, hinting at 3 wide action. Hopping back into 2 lines as quick as they can. It'll be 30 laps left to go this time by. As we've got several drivers diving down pit road. Oh, there's another crash going on behind. Let's see who's in that one. Stephen Page is just behind it. Stephen Ayers may be involved in that one. Mark Jenkins was involved. Take a look, see if we can figure out what happened. Oh, there we go. A Hardy shove to the 62. And once again, everybody's pinballing back out on track. Matt Quick somehow gets through that one. And that will bring out our 5th caution of the night. lot of good race trucks here tonight. That was a good joke right here in the spectator area on YouTube. I'm not going to repeat it out loud on the air, but it was a good one. For everybody down pit road. And it'll be Dylan Bryant, Jeffrey Radke on the front row. They came down on lap 49, I believe, for a pit stop. As we are on our 5th caution of the night. Now, we had a good question come from our spectators. Who am I thinking may come out on top tonight? And such a tough call to make, as we are playing what I like to call the draft lottery here at Daytona, where it's about 24% skill and whatever 76% luck and crash avoidance that's going to have the top dog in victory lane here tonight. If I had to pick, I'll give you 3 answers here. I would keep an eye on Christopher Carter, Kenneth McCall Jr., and Chad Ross. The reason I say that to our lovely fans at home tonight is those are some drivers that immediately pop to mind when I think super speedways, guys that play it safe, maybe hang out towards the back to about 20 to go, let a bunch of fast drivers crash themselves out before they start making moves up towards the front. So that's my 3 choices: Carter, McCullough, and Ross. That being said, the broadcaster's curse, the commentator's curse, definitely a thing. Though I've probably just ruined those 3 drivers, any and all chances they'll have tonight after saying that. But again, I'm basing that. I've called a whole lot of races here for the FEG and PC crowd. Somewhere between 60 and 70 at this point. Those are 3 drivers that immediately came to mind. And I'm getting, I don't want to say backlash, but I'm getting reminded, is a good way to say it, that Corey Stahl in the 66 machine, not out of it yet. He's currently 6th on track, up 3 positions. The big thing I wish I knew right now is what drivers have used a fast repair that get out of jail free card. What that means is if you find yourself damaged early on in the night, you can head down pit road, use that fast repair, and leave with pretty much a new racetrack. But you only have one of those with the in your back pocket. After you use that fast repair, you're on your own with pit road. Your virtual mechanic's going to get out there with his virtual duct tape and hammer and try and hammer that thing back straight. So that's another reason why I picked my top 3. Those are drivers I've seen before wait to use those fast repairs. They can have a relatively clean truck here at the end. Pace car is in. Away we go once more in Daytona. Yeah, race control makes a great point as well. I picked my top 3. Realistically, anybody inside the top 10, I think, has a good shot of bringing it home here tonight. As we watch Radke and Carter on the front row, side by side, but the outside line's got a massive run here, dropping down low. In front of Dylan Bryant. We've got 20 drivers on the lap. 26 laps left to go. Let us know out there in the spectator area, who are you betting on to survive and bring it home on top here at Daytona? Capping off segment 1 of the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series in style. And I can go ahead and tell you, I'll be back for segment 2. I hope to see a lot of you guys there as well. Maybe some folks that are on the fence about trying iRacing. Get out there, have a good time with some big, heavy hitters. Briefly going single file up front with Radke, Carter, Bryant, Hale, McKinney. Your current top 5. Radke and Woodrum. No, it's just going to be Radke at this point. Your hard charger, he's up 26 positions in the 51 Toyota. Waiting for late in the race to make his go of it. Let's see, it looks like we're going to stay single file for a little while longer. You got some drivers leaving pit road. I believe that's going to be Parks making his way out back on track. He's holding a nice safe line to allow this massively packed. Parks says, you know what, I got to get on track. Well, look out, here I come. Top 3 drivers of Radke, Carter, Bryant, very close nose to tail. They had a 10th back to Roger Hale in the number 9 machine. One of the number 9 machines. The other good question for our fans tonight, how many more cautions do you predict we're going to see out on track? That's Jeremy Paris coming down pit road for a green flag stop. We're going to go 3 wide with very slow traffic. Thankfully able to get through there. Well done to traffic holding their line. Because if you have a bobble or tag that outside wall, it's a good way to come careening back in front of a very busy racetrack. Most of the fans saying we're going to have 3 more cautions with 21 laps left to go. Abby saying she's thinking 2. Medina also thinking to be 2 cautions left in the night as we are 20 laps left to go. It's still Stahl and Radke on the front row charging hard. Carter and Bryant, your second row, with a little bit of traffic intermingled as well, I believe. Or are we going to see 3 wide down the back stretch? Are we going to keep it nice and tidy and 2 relatively clean lines? Looks like 2 is the answer here. Oh, hold on to it. Outside line, off, somebody didn't get a square push there. That's going to allow Radke and Carter to gain some steam, as we've got a few more drivers. John Bilal, Mike Wood, Marcus Rickenick, Tyler Millette, all coming down pit road under green flag conditions. They do not want to get caught on pit road with a caution, though. Trying to stay on the lead lap. As we say, lead lap. 15 drivers showing on the lead lap, 16 now. Now, most, just about everybody came around lap 49 or 51 inside the top 10 here. How long will they be able to go on a tank of gas? As Quick trying to push his way forward on the outside line. He's pushing the 73 machine, who's a lap down. That's going to be Parks, who's about to unlap himself, to give him credit. So Quick doesn't care how or what he needs to do to make it happen. It's going to push lap traffic aggressively down the backstretch. That'll help. That's going to help everybody, at least, except for the number 51 machine of Radke, who wants to stay in the lead. Quick just wants to get up in the race lead. The number 73 machine of Parks wants to get back on the lead lap. Staying relatively calm on the back stretch. I think Parks has been able to unlap himself in that 73 machine. Quick is going to keep pushing him, though, as he wants to get up the race lead, using the draft of the 73 to make that happen, as well as Quick's going to be able to save just a little bit here with another truck right in front of him. $16 laps left to go as we cross the line. It's still Radke, hold on to the race lead. Carter second, Quick third, Bryant fourth, and Stahl now fifth on the track. Now, how long before the aggressiveness starts to come out of these drivers? And we see some really risky moves here. I would imagine once it's about 10 laps left to go, all bets are off, and we're going to see some 3 and 4 wide action. Outside line, a little bit more momentum. Look how aggressively Quick is pushing the 73 machine up towards the front, but Radke's going to hold on to the inside line. He's getting pushed by Carter. Again, I still think if anybody inside the top 10 has a good chance of bringing it home here. As a couple drivers off on the apron, maybe getting set up for a pit stop, maybe thinking, hey, I think a crash is about to come out, and I don't want to be tied up into it late in the race. As you see the 73 machine get a shove that wasn't quite square. Thankfully, Parks was able to hold on to it here. I've got to agree with our fans. One of the better races we've seen out of these drivers. A lot of heavy pushing, big moves, bigger crashes, but a whole lot of action. As we are 13 laps left to go, Radke still hold on to your race lead on the inside line. Getting pushed by Christopher Carter. Matt Quick shows us third on the high line in that number 89 machine, trying to push traffic forward to put himself up into the race lead. Drivers hitting speeds around 195 miles an hour here at Daytona. On the gas and making some moves. We're 12 laps left to go. How long, though, before drivers get impatient? As that inside line's been doing a fantastic job staying linked up nose to tail. Dylan Bryant also on the inside line, but he quickly hops out, maybe trying to get some clean air on the front of his truck. Paulina Fascinato cheering on Ryland in the number 69 machine. Ryland, our current fastest Canadian out on track in the Chevrolet. He currently runs 8th, up 12 positions from where he started. As we see Roger Hale dive down pit road for a green flag stop. Still too wide, about 4 rows deep here for the lead. Oh, here comes traffic. Oh, I think that may have been Darter. Tags the outside wall. Thankfully doesn't bounce back into traffic. And we'll keep things going. Quick trying everything he can to push traffic a little bit further forward so he can try and battle for the race lead. Looks like the 73 machine of Parks will successfully unlap himself. Leaving Matt Quick on the high line. Parks goes back high again, though. And we're going to get some green flag stops. Carter, Bryant, Fascinato, Bryant, McCullough, Price all down pit road. So that's going to put Matt Quick as your race leader with 9 laps left to go. Quick came in pit road 3 laps later than his competition, who's now getting refueled. Now what's going to happen here? Are we going to see a late race pit stop amongst the entire field to throw a wrench in things? Look at this, Pete Woodrum is up 30 positions in the number 6 machine. Currently sitting 3rd on track, doing very well with his pit strategy. And everybody's going to come down pit road here. So I think it may be Price as your race leader. getting pushed by McCullough. This whole gaggle came in a lap 71 together. Oh, this is going to be interesting as it's 7 laps left to go. Your top 5 drivers still on pit road. Going to be in and out as quickly as they can, just taking enough fuel to make it till the end here, I would imagine. As here we go, 3 wide for about 3rd place back, or what's going to be 3rd place back. Now, will this freight train of drivers catch up? As Matt Quick still shows as your race leader, but for how long? As these guys are absolutely moving here, as Quick is still getting up to speed. Oh, this is going to be frantic here as they come up on to John Bilal, who's going to be going about 10-15 miles an hour slower than your race leaders. Below, excuse me. Keep getting that one. Well, let's pan a little bit further ahead. There's Dalton McKinney on the back bumper of Matt Quick, your race leader, but with only 2 trucks right nose to tail, that backpack is going to be gaining a whole lot of ground here as we're 6 laps left to go. And that massive freight train of drivers is 1.8 seconds back and closing fast. You can see them in the background, but that group, to be fair, are more likely to crash than Quick and McKinney are here, as they are 3 wide behind your 2 lone race leaders. The gap now down to 1.3 seconds. The second pack in about a ½ second per lap. We are 6 laps left to go, and a great shot showing the distance and the disparity between the 2 groups. Now less than a second separating your top 2 race leaders as McKinney and Quick go side by side. I would imagine they're not going to make it easier for the drivers behind them to make their way around, but you're going to see at least one driver try and press the issue with some 3 wide action. And just like that, that is the case. So McKinney, oh, it's John Below hopping all the way down, taking over the race lead. I believe that may be McKinney on the high line. Tough to tell with all the numbers being incorrect and drivers being intermingled as far as the lead lap goes. But we are 5 laps left to go here at Daytona. 3 wide for traffic. It's John Below, Dalton McKinney, Christopher Carter, Matt Quick, and Mike Wood, your current top 5. Will the racing gods smile in our favor today and let us go green out till the end? Or are we going to run into green-white checker conditions as drivers are pushing hard here, knowing not a lot of time left to go, and even so less laps left to go. We'll go 3 wide down the backstretch once more. Oh, hold on to it. Well done. Oh, we're going to have another caution coming out. I believe Jeffrey Radke involved in that one. See if we can get a replay queued up for you. Oh, what happened to Radke? Oh, a little bit of netcode with the 66. Oh, no, it's back. There's more to the story here. So possibly either a little contact or netcode from the 66. They bounce. They bounce again, and he gets pitched up in front of Tyler Millette, number 27 machine. Around goes Radke, so that's going to put us into green-white checker conditions here tonight. Overtime conditions for our 6th caution of the evening. It's going to be John below, Dalton McKinney your front row, Quick and Carter your second row, Price and Wood your third row for our first green-white checker attempt of the evening. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, or maybe not a sim racing enthusiast by trade, we are basically in overtime conditions here, ladies and gentlemen. If we can take the white flag without another big incident, bring out the caution, we will bring it home no matter what. But if we have a caution before that white flag is thrown and the leader crosses the line, we will go into our second and final green-white checker overtime attempt. And if we get to that second green-white checker attempt and we have another big crash before the white flag, we will end this thing under caution. So hopefully we can get to the end here nice, clean, and green, but now you're stacking the field back up with a very short sprint race to make it till the end. So let's get them gridded up, too wide and as far back as the eye can see for what could possibly be the final restart of the evening. Anybody's guess who's going to bring it home or who's going to make it to the finish line? Pace car is in. And the green flag flies once more. We've got one driver down the apron as the inside line stalls towards the back. John below with a massive launch on the inside line, but McKinney's going to be in hot pursuit. Matt Quick in the mix as well as Christopher Carter looks to be by his lonesome on the high line. He's got Steve Page trying to catch up to him, but no, Quick goes back high. If we can take the white flag, we're going to run this thing out till the end as we are already going 3 wide down the backstretch. Man, Quick gets a hearty shove from behind, but Below's going to hold on to the inside line. Look at Page up on the high line. It's Below, Quick, Page. 3 wide around the high banks of Daytona. Will we take the white flag or are we going to run out of talent early? Lead by about 0.05 of a second. We're about to crash. Will the leaders take the white or will the caution come out? The white flag is out. We may run this thing out till the end as they are widening up behind the lead pack. Quick and Below side by side through 1 and 2. McKinney and Carter on the second row. Woods and McCullough in your third row. We're going to run this thing out for better or worse to see what's going to happen. Expect to see those front bumpers come into play, ladies and gentlemen. Quick has about a bumper on below on the inside line, but below may have the track mission as they make their way through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Who's it going to be at the line? It's still anybody's guess as you've got about 10 drivers in the mix here. Everybody bobbing and weaving. The checkered flag is out. And what's going to happen? It's going to be John Below, Matt Quick, and Dalton McKinney. As they crash dearly across the start-finish line. And let's take a look at that replay. See how this is going to pan out. Let you guys see what 1/100th of a second looks like. A little bit of bumping and grinding there. Back that up. That's close enough. So a great finish from the guys here tonight. And then yard sale in turn 1. Don't go anywhere. We're going to try and get our top 3 drivers up here into the waiting room. I think John Below may be celebrating. Let's take a look here. We're going to try and get Matt Quick and Dalton McKinney up here into victory lane so they can tell us about their evening. Number 9 machine. Gonna burn it down here at Daytona with a massive win. And was arguably one of the most exciting races we've called in quite a long time. All right, we've got Quick, we've got Below. Now we're just waiting on Dalton McKinney, the number 46 machine, to make his way up here. As the gang is all here. Up first, we're going to get Dalton McCain, the number 46 machine, join us. Dalton, welcome to Victory Lane, grabbing that 3rd and final podium spot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Boy, that was a wild one, wasn't it?
That was start to finish, but the number 46 machine able to get it up 18 positions. Now, was that part of the plan here tonight to qualify a little bit further back, or just bad luck on your part?
To be honest with you, we've been having 2 laps for qualifying, and I wasn't paying attention. And I ran my first lap around the outside to gain momentum, and that was my qualifying lap. We only had 1 lap tonight, so I kind of butchered that. But I was able to. I mean, no one stayed out of trouble tonight, I don't think, but I was able to stay out of enough to find my way back in the top 3, I suppose.
Now, speaking of that, Dalton, did you have to use your fast repair at all this evening?
I used it on that final pit stop there on about lap 75, I think it was. I came in and filled up, got enough fuel to get to the end, and used my fast repair. I was fine, but I was lagging just a little bit. I couldn't lead a pack or I couldn't pass cars. I was just have to stuck in behind guys until I got it fixed up.
Well, glad to see how it worked out well for you. Good to have you up here in Victory Lane. A great and wild night here at Daytona. Dalton, who do I give a shout out to that helped you get up here this evening?
Oh, just everyone with the Distance Motorsports. Rylan, Wally, and Jordan made it here tonight. Taryn and Shifter wasn't able to, but them guys, like I said, we all help each other a bunch, and it's real nice to have them guys, especially Super Speedway racing, to have some friends out here. And then my parents, my little sister Brooklyn, and my little cousin Lil Joe, they watch, and then my buddy Scott, I know he was tuning in too. So I'm trying to get you some support.
Well, awesome, Dalton. We always appreciate it, man, and I'm here for you guys. Congratulations on a very well-earned 3rd this evening.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. That was Dalton McKinney finishing 2nd. Up next, we're going to get Matt Quick and the number 89, Angry Cat. Matt, what a wild evening.
Yeah, it was not too bad. Just kind of racing, you know.
Yeah, Matt, it seems like you're starting to get a little bit better luck here at the super speedways. Is it a change of strategy? Is it the league events bringing out cleaner drivers? What do you think it is that's helping you get up here week in and week out?
Uh, I mean, I think Monday nights and Friday, Saturdays are completely different animals. Um, Friday nights you got a lot of the pro drivers and stuff like that, and then more, the guys over 4,000 I rating. So I don't think it's that. I didn't have any friends here, so I decided I was just gonna drive up front today and
Well, it
just see what
seemed,
happened.
yeah, it seemed like it worked out well for you. I can't really think of a single time tonight we didn't see the number 89 machine at least in the top five and qualified in the top spot, stayed up there for the duration of the event. And I don't think I've seen so much three wide action in quite a long time. Did you have a plan to try and survive that, or just stay up front and keep the shenanigans behind you?
I think you had on the last part there. Just try to stay up front, keep the shenanigans behind me. Usually my strategy is to ride in the back and watch everybody die. I usually have a buddy or two with me, but I didn't have any buddies tonight, so I was just kind of hanging out in front and just kind of hoping and praying. I got hit a little bit early, but outside that, it's pretty good. And then the last pit strategy, apparently we were too good because we came out 3 seconds ahead. So that kind of killed us in the end, and they were able to get a run on us before that last caution came out. But it's all good. I tried to make a move at the last restart there. It was kind of weird, but hey, I'll play the game. And the outside lane opened up. I took it, and I tried to make something happen on the outside there, and uh, kind of got hit at the line there. But I think he would have got it anyway. I think something weird happened off of four. I got a net code off the 46 a little bit, so it shook both of us kind of not sideways, but both shook both us up. So both lines got kind of halted up on the runs, but then 17 cleaned me out there. But it's whatever. It's second. Who cares? It's fun.
Yeah, not a bad night, all things considered. Good to have you back up here in Victory Lane. And Matt, who would you like to give a quick shout out to before I let you sign off for the evening?
Just everybody that puts this league on. I mean, I know it's rough being a league admin and all that stuff. So thanks for putting everything on. You for broadcasting and all that stuff.
My pleasure, my friend. Good to have you up here again, and hope to see you back up here in segment two.
Thanks, man.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
sir. That was Matt Quick finishing second. Up next, we've got John Below in the number 17 machine. John, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Long time no see.
No doubt, too long. John, we always say you don't want to be the lead driver on the white flag lap at Daytona, but able to pull it out here at the end.
Yeah, that was wild. Matt had me beat. I mean, I kind of dirtied him up a little bit, but you got to do what you got to do to win these races. And I look myself in the mirror every day and live with those choices. But
Well, yeah, all is fair in love, war, and racing super speedways. Yeah, we saw a little bit of brush and shoulders there at the end, but overall, I think you guys had a fairly clean in the top five. It was kind of behind that mark that we saw a lot of the calamity strike some good drivers.
yeah, it with the championship race being here at Daytona, it adds a lot of pressure. I mean, it's really hard to run well here. Uh, with the championship race because there's so much on the line that I mean I don't know if everyone understood how much really was going into this, and I mean, it was fun to be a part of for the first session. Hate that I missed Atlanta. I kind of screwed myself out of winning one, but we'll try to win this overall here and maybe win segment two.
Well, awesome. It's always a great time talking to you, John. Now, did you had a strategy tonight? You started off seventh, which is kind of sort of in the danger zone. Were you going to try and hang back and see who crashed out early, try and push forward early, or did you have a strategy going into tonight?
Yeah, my strategy at Daytona is the same as a lot of the better super speedway drivers is try to lead every lap. I know that sounds crazy to people, but if I can position myself to be up front, and let keep the track position because I mean that was key. Track position is always huge here, and trying to come from the back was not the safest spot in my opinion. It really, if it would have stayed green, would have worked out even better. We had the numbers. I had 14 drivers pushing me pretty much on the bottom, and then Marcus was kind of told him to hold the top lane so no one could get above me.
Well, it seemed like it worked out very well for you guys, and yeah, we saw the massive run the rest of the field had on the outside line, and I know they got a little bit exciting in the rearview mirror. But who would you like to give a quick shout out to that helped you get up here so we can let you go celebrate with the rest of the hooligans?
Yeah, I got to thank Mike Wood, Tyler Millette, Marcus, Jeremy Paris. Everybody worked really well tonight. Could have worked maybe a little bit better. We had to check up a little bit, and that's kind of why we didn't have a lead like we were hoping when we short pitted. I mean, I'm a huge believer in short pitting right there. It got us a huge advantage. But then everybody over at Reaper Speed Lab have awesome setups for open stuff. A open, B open, C open, all those short track setups are awesome. Everybody ought to go check them out. Unbelievable, man. This has been a good run this season.
Well, always a great time talking to you, John. It's been too long, and hopefully we'll see you back for segment 2 because it's always a lot of fun watching you make your way around the racetrack.
Yeah, hopefully we put on a show tonight. Daytona's a wild joint. Look to have many more wins. I mean, this is just a start.
Awesome, John. Thank you for your time. Congratulations in the top spot, and we'll hopefully see you in just a week or so.
Yes, sir. See you, James. Appreciate it, buddy.
Glad to, John. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be it for the finale of segment 1 of the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series, with John Below, Matt Quick, Dalton McKinney finishing your top 3 after a wild night here at Daytona. As always, on behalf of FEGPC.net as well as Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, thank you all so much for tuning in on a Monday night, supporting the drivers, supporting the league, and supporting your favorite broadcaster. We look forward to covering more of the action in segment 2 in just a short while, and we will see you guys at the next one. Have a great night, everyone.